Welcome to episode 15 of the Healthy Dudes podcast.
Welcome to our podcast. That's Anthony. I'm Tyler.
And we're just a couple of dudes talking about healthy men stuff and accountability, and this is our intro.
Yeah. Join us on our journey, the lessons that we learned along the way, and maybe this will inspire you, get you moving in the right direction.
Welcome back to the show. It's been a couple weeks. We're excited to do this again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tyler just got off work, and we're talking about, what are we talking about today?
Morning routines.
Morning routines. Yeah, something that exists in your life, probably more than mine. Something that used to exist in my life, and we'll kind of get into why it's kind of what we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're not experts in this. We're
not at all.
In anything we talk about, actually.
That's correct.
Maybe flying an airplane and some electrical for me.
That's
correct. The only thing we're experts in, but this is just our journey along the way. And welcome. So last week we had some goals.
Yeah, we did.
What were your goals and how did you do?
Yeah, funny. Not great on my goals. We just listened to them again to hear what the goals were, but I was trying to get back on the calorie counting wagon.
Yeah.
And I haven't done that at all.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
do you have no e-bike now?
That's correct.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Could you restart it?
Yeah.
Do you have to restart it from zero?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're my accountability partner. You tell me.
I say so, yeah. I also want an e-bike. Maybe.
So I can have one in August if I do well. Middle of July, maybe.
I was doing some research on e-bikes.
Oh, yeah. What you got?
And you get 80% of the exercise that a regular bike gets, but you travel 50% more than a regular bike.
Right.
So like if say I was like, hey, I want to bike to church, it'd be like, oh, no, that's a trek. But on an e-bike, you're thinking it's easier.
Yeah.
And you're getting actually more exercise being on an e-bike because you're commuting more.
Right.
Anyways, carry on with your goals.
Yeah, so that was one. So that's a big X on that. And then the other one was my new program, Shawnee and Julius.
Yeah.
I was going to watch some of the videos, and I think I did watch like 2 or 3.
Okay.
But then I just faded out. He's kind of going through like how to do a bench press, how to do like a bicep curl, and like some pretty basic stuff.
Okay.
So I find that those are kind of not very helpful. So
you just don't do it?
I'm like, what's the point?
Can't you just skip ahead?
But I did do a good job over the last couple of weeks of going to the gym. Last week I went to the gym 5 times.
Wow.
I went to Paul's. I went to my employer's gym like 4 times. So
right.
Yeah, it was pretty good actually. So
good.
And I was getting a little more, because I think that's one thing I was looking for with the Julius.
Yeah.
I always forget if it's Shawnee or Julius, but yeah, Julius. I was looking for like kind of workout routines, because I'm like, I would go to the gym and I would just kind of, look around and, okay, I'm going to do that machine. And then when I finish that machine, I look around, okay, I'm going to go do that machine. And I just did 8 exercises, but it was all kind of all over the map.
Right.
It's like almost like an all body workout all the time,
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but if there's no structure, it's probably
not
great.
Yeah, last week I was good. Like with Paul there, I did chest and back, and then the next day I was doing biceps and shoulders, and then the next day I did tri and legs.
That sounds pretty structured.
So it was good. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh,
so,
I see.
Yeah, so despite me not doing my goals from this podcast,
right.
I think I had pretty good structured workouts.
You were being healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
How about you?
For me, I was reading a book, and I can't remember. It's been a couple weeks, but I know I started a new book.
Okay. Yeah.
It's called. It was an apologetics book that I finished, and then now I'm reading a David Goggins book. Have you heard of David Goggins?
Yeah, I have. Is he like the crazy runner or like fitness guy?
So intense.
Off the charts?
Yeah. He has a crazy, crazy story. Okay. Actually, I was reading it. And I'm almost like I'm like 60% done this book, and I'm listening to it all the time. It's he has a pretty crazy story, and I actually feel like I'm having like secondhand trauma from listening to his story. He said he was beat up as a kid, and this isn't spoiling anything, but he saw like this kid's head get splat underneath a bus.
Oh my gosh.
Like a little kid.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like thinking of my child. I was like, she's never touching a bus ever.
Nope.
But like, just like having those thoughts. Sorry if I'm giving you third-hand trauma.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to talk to my counselor. We have to hire a counselor.
Yeah. No, it's a great book. It shows that he was like 300 pounds and now he's 170 pounds running these crazy ultra marathons.
Yeah, right,
and I think he's a little intense, but he also talks about how like the mind holds you back. So me even saying that's a little intense is my mind kind of coping with
the intensity of it.
Yeah. And I'm kind of making excuses for myself, but I'm reading that book and it's really good. I'm really motivated. I went to the gym and exercised like every day off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
And I keep thinking about when we started, it was like I didn't, it wasn't like a 180.
Yeah.
It was a really slow 180 and I wasn't really seeing the results. Yep. And now I'm putting in the work and I know that I need to do this or else nothing's going to happen if I don't change.
Yeah.
And maybe that's kind of like, that could be like a testament to anyone else.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
It's a slow process. I was reading about my body type and I think this is a little bit of an excuse, but what's called an endomorph.
Okay. I've heard of that.
Or ectomorph. No, not it. I think ecto is a good one.
Okay.
But I'm basically like, I do have a body type and I have to, and I can lose fat, but it takes longer than normal. And I have to just be okay with that.
Okay.
And I am down some more weight.
Let's go.
It's let's go to the app. I'm down another 1.4 pounds, so I'm down a total of 20.8. I think we can round that up to 21.
Yeah, absolutely we can.
Because last time we rounded down.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So yeah, I'm doing it.
You're looking great. Actually, Paul was saying that the other day.
Oh, was he?
He says that, you could definitely tell that you're getting some good gains, which was good.
Yeah.
And then, who was it I was talking to? Patrick. Oh. Yeah, so we went out with Patrick and Deanna last week, and because you had just hosted on stage at church, and he said you look like Clark Kent because your body type and your glasses.
It was my glasses. Well, I did buy new glasses.
It was both, So.
Yeah, I got these new circle glasses, and this little girl said, "Why are you going swimming?" Because she thought I was wearing like swimming goggles. They're not that bad. I think they're pretty nice glasses.
That's amazing.
Anyways, I think I was doing pretty good this week, and I just gotta. I really feel like I've built a bit of a routine, even with my messed up schedule.
Yeah,
and I always said like that was kind of the reason why I'm not working out. Which is a great segue into this week's topic of morning routines. Yeah. Because I always say I have such a messed up schedule and I can't have morning routines. And there's like a 5% truth in that. And we'll kind of get into that. So yeah.
How about accountability? How did you do?
I did pretty good. The last week. The week before was not very good.
Okay. Yeah.
And we've talked about that. Yeah. And I have that code set up on my phone now.
Yeah, right.
We talked about doing it last time, or maybe the two times before, and then we just like didn't do it.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
But now I've like deleted everything off my phone, and it's I put up the blocks, and it's good. It's been really good.
That's amazing.
And I'm really strong right now, but I really feel like I'm a bit convicted lately. I wonder if I should get like some outside counsel on this. Like maybe somebody asked me, they're like, oh, Covenant Eyes is good, but you can always find ways around it, or you can always find other avenues. And I knew that. And he said, you got to get to the root. What is like, why is there such a desire? And it is like a crazy drug that we have. And why are we so drawn to it?
Right.
And maybe that's something that I got to dig a little deeper into.
A little deeper, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, how was it for you?
Good, yeah. This past week was good. I think Friday night was probably my weakest. My wife was working away, and I sent you the red alert text. So that was super helpful. So, yeah, no, it was good.
Good. I love it.
Now we're talking about morning routines.
Yeah, morning routines.
Yeah.
How was your morning routine?
It's pretty good. I've experimented with a few different things over the years. But the one I've landed on right now, so I wake up and I'm like a coffee guy. So I go to my espresso maker, I boil the water, make up my Americano, grind up the coffee beans. I throw my smartwatch on the charger because you can't make it through a full day. Yeah. So it's kind of annoying.
Samsung's.
Then I sit down, I read the Bible, and then I kind of naturally drift into other stuff, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, all the things.
Right.
I've tried the journaling thing before in the morning.
Yeah.
I had a blog there for a little bit, but I don't do that consistently.
Yeah.
And I've tried doing the workout thing as well. the most success I ever got on that was doing the 20-minute walk. Right. And usually now what we're doing is we're waiting for Bree to wake up, and then we usually get the walk with the boys. But that honestly happens like once or twice a week. Right. So that's not really a routine yet as much as we want it to be. Then we do breakfast as a family, and then I shower in the mornings, like every morning. So that's.
Do you wake up before your kids? Do you have an alarm?
I do. I do have an alarm, and I do try to wake up before the kids. Right. Now, as a shift worker, that doesn't always work out.
Right, because you have nothing.
Realistically, you just work too late, so then you can't, wake up before them. I'm big on like getting my 8 hours of sleep. So when I go to sleep, I look at the time and I try to get 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
so.
and that is important.
Yeah,
but I feel like if we want to get successful morning routines, we have to plan our 8 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? So like we got to go to bed at a certain time.
That's right. That's right.
It's so hard.
Yeah. How about you? Do you got a morning routine?
Okay. No, I have no. My daughter, I've talked about the sport, and I'm pretty sure it was one of my goals. Maybe it was even last week where I wanted to get up before my daughter. Yeah, right. Because right now my daughter is my alarm clock. This morning.
You did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't do one of the goals. Oops.
Yeah.
So
what time does she wake up at?
Like 6:15. It's so annoying because we know that she could sleep longer. And so this morning I just we actually have this like foldable mattress thing that we take camping, and we just threw it in her room. And she's so cute now. She's starting to talk, and I say, hey, can I sleep with you? She says yeah, or yes. She says yes. It's so cute. And then I hold her hand through the little crib bars. Yeah. And
in your bed, so you like have her this crib thing
in the crib, and then I lay the bed beside it, and then I throw a blanket on, and we get another hour and a half of sleep.
There you go. Nice.
So now, we're super rested. Yeah. She's in a better mood, except this morning she was absolute menace. It was horrible.
Kids.
I know, they're just the worst. Sometimes.
The best.
Yeah, they're the best.
Simultaneously.
I know, it's such a beautiful thing. And so yeah, it's not something that is working right now, but it has in the past. So before, I used to get up at around 6 o'clock, and I would read my Bible, and I would journal, and I would make a coffee, and I really felt like I just laid a foundation for the day. Right. And now it just feels chaotic, and I always go back to the excuse, I'm a shift worker and I need to rest. And there is some truth to that. So tonight I'm working a night shift, and tomorrow I'm going to sleep as much as possible.
Makes sense.
But I could still get up, and I could still like start my day with more structure. Right. So there's this book that I have listed on my my Amazon favorites. Have you ever heard of Miracle Morning?
No.
Okay, so
break it down.
Hal Elrod, he wrote a book. He became famous from writing this book. Yeah. And I think he was kind of like us. Like he was discovering what a morning would do, or what a good morning routine would do. And he studied all these like successful billionaires and what they do every morning. And he said, okay, this billionaire or this person does this and this person does that. And he's like, what if I just do all of them? And so he came up with this acronym. It's called SAVERS. And it starts with silence, affirmation, then goes into affirmation, visualization, nice, exercise, reading, and scribing. So, maybe in some better terms, meditation, affirmations, exercise, visualizations, and gratitude.
Oh, interesting. So, okay.
That's he just made it so that it could be an acronym.
Yeah, right. Nice.
And
clever.
Yeah. So those are the things. I'm going to read the book eventually, but I can't even get it because they're updating it. So,
really?
I think he said he was off. I was listening to a podcast that he was on, and he was off on a couple things. Yeah. So he's going to switch it up a little. So I can't even buy the book on Audible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So meditation, affirmation, exercise. So I wouldn't do the exercise part, but I would do, the meditation and the scribing. Like I would write in my journal. Yeah. So I'm wondering, I
remember you doing that. Didn't you do that like every morning for
a whole year? Yeah. For a whole year. And I would go back, and I still have those journals, and I would go back and I would see like the pain that I would go through some days, and and some days were really good. And when I had my daughter, I stopped, and I actually kind of regret stopping because Like I forget all the things that she did. Right.
Yeah.
I could go back into the journal and I would read one line and I would remember that entire
Isn't
scenario.
That incredible? Hey.
But
wow.
if I didn't,
yeah,
I would just it's just like I forgot. You know.
That's cool.
So maybe I should start that again.
Our buddy Jesse, who we had on the podcast, he gave me one of those 1 line a day books, and it's like,
what's that?
So it's got like the year, and you can do 5 years. So on like July 31st, you write in 2023, and then you write like basically a very small paragraph about what happened on that day. And then so the idea is the next year on July 23rd, you can kind of see what you're doing exactly a year ago. But I don't fill that in like all the time, but I do off and on. I don't know how many I put in there now, but I'm at the point now where occasionally as I'm writing, I'm like at a year now. So occasionally there's like an entry a couple pages before or after whatever day it is. So yeah, that would be cool. Because then you have like 5 years worth of memories all on one page, as you kind of flip through. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool concept. So yeah, maybe it's a sweet gift.
Maybe you could give me that.
Yeah.
Or one for my birthday.
Sounds good. It's coming up. Yeah.
Turning 30.
I'm going to get you a Starbucks coffee.
Yeah. Okay. Are there any like specific activities in your morning routine that you find like energizing?
Well, it's funny. I was actually going to talk about coffee. I find that I was reading one article here. It's by Kate Braskier and Bradley Little on We Work Ideas. But they were talking about how like you need to have an anchor point that makes it your morning routine a bit of a ritual.
Yeah.
So for me, I think the anchor point is like making the coffee. As funny as it is, it's like one of the first things I do. Although it is funny, we were talking to Paul, and having coffee first thing in the morning doesn't actually like energize you the way that I think it does.
Okay.
I guess what it does is it actually just blocks.
Yeah, I heard this.
Something in your body. So like as you're getting tired, you have a coffee, and then that stops your body from telling you that it feels tired. So it just kind of holds you in whatever state you're currently in. So if you're awake and you think you're going to get tired, you would drink it, and then it would like prolong you feeling tired. So if you wake up and you're still like drowsy and like a little tired, if you have coffee, it's going to keep you in that kind of like drowsy, tired state for longer.
No, man. No way. I've had coffee and I felt way better after. That sounds
I'm just telling you what this thing is saying. So yeah. Or what Paul told me. So
I have heard that.
He said wait for like an hour and a half till you're awake, and then you have it, and then that blocks,
No, because that's basically, isn't that basically what like cocaine does?
I don't know that.
I think cocaine is like a super intense coffee.
Okay.
And it like, it just like blocks your tired sensors.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
And I think that's all it does. And
okay.
And I think it keeps you more.
Yeah, he was saying it's less of like a stimulant and it's more of like a blocker than a stimulant. But
well, maybe
again, we're not experts on any of this.
Right.
So,
yeah. Don't start snorting cocaine.
Yeah, that's right.
Your morning routine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I do find it satisfying though, like energizing in a way of just kind of the calmness in the house. That's why I try to wake up before the boys. Of like, it really helps me like.
I love it. Yeah.
Relax a little bit. But if I wake up to my kids and the chaos of the crying, and then naturally they're hungry, so now we get in. It kind of just gets the day snowballing in a way. It's
chaos.
It is a little bit. So
it's chaos. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And I do find anytime I do get a walk in or an exercise in, I think it's just that does like chill me right out. Like that is very calming whenever I can manage to pull that off. Whether it's morning yoga, like I say, the walk, or like back in the day, I was doing the run, like when I was in my running days. So,
right.
How about you? Do you have any activities that energize you in the morning?
Yeah, I would say like I felt like I couldn't read my like scripture properly until I had like my coffee and I kind of got going a little bit.
Right.
And so I would say coffee as well. Like I had to do something that I enjoyed. Like I didn't totally enjoy reading scripture. I didn't totally enjoy like doing whatever.
Right.
I guess there was only a couple things that I did, but I enjoyed having a coffee and I enjoyed writing about my day yesterday.
Okay. Yeah.
And I really, really liked that.
Okay.
So, and in Atomic Habits, the book, a really good book, if you haven't read it, it talks about habit stacking. So you would stack you would take your habit that you're doing and you would just throw something on top of it.
Gotcha.
Because you're already doing something.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like that, anchor thing with the ritual we were talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So so I just got to get back into. I really just want to get back into Monday to Friday work.
Yeah, that's good.
But right now, that's not my reality, and I have to just do the best that I can with what I got.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there are days where I can get up earlier and definitely do my routine, and I gotta just start that. You know what? And I'll probably just say, that'll be my goal for the week. Yeah.
It's kind of counterintuitive, but we've been trying to get our oldest one to be like going to bed a little bit earlier. So we're focusing so much on the bedtime part of it, but then we started looking at the morning side of it and like what time we're letting him sleep until, you know? And so what we did is like he was sleeping until 8 or 8:30. So we just started winding that back to like 7:30. Now we wake him up at 7. And so then that made it easier for us to like put him to bed at 7. Because if he's like sleeping until 8:30, it has, yeah. So this past week, Bree was gone. It got up to like 10:30 at night. And then I peeled that back to slowly 9:30, 8:30. Then we had a couple of babysitters come and they were able to get him down at 7. So, and that's mostly because we were waking him up earlier. Because there was a couple times there, I think I told you the story, but he only had about 8 hours one night, which is really, really low for a kid, you know. Yeah. They recommend 10 to 14 hours. I looked that up.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So that was borderline too short, but then, well, it was too short. And then now we're sitting right around like 10 to 12 hours, which is pretty good. So yeah. Good. But I think with the morning routine, one thing that helps a lot is going to bed earlier. So it's just tough because we get the boys down there. It's like, we have all this time together. But now we used to be the types that would go to bed like 10:30 to 11:30. Yeah. Somewhere around 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And then now I want to wake up around 7. Yeah. But now the boys are waking up around 6:37. So now I'm trying to get up at 6. Well, you wind that back. I'm trying to go to bed now around 10. So yeah.
We have a mutual friend that their kid, doesn't matter what time you put them to bed. They wake up at like, what, 5 o'clock?
5:15, 5:30 in the morning.
Man. And it's like, there is nothing that they can do, and I feel so bad for them. But I'm glad it's not my kid, because I don't know what I would do.
I was going to ask you this. I think one of the questions we were going to ask was like, how do you cater it to your lifestyle? And we've talked about the shift work and how that can be a challenge. But would you consider yourself a early riser or a night owl?
No, neither, man. Like, just like right in the middle.
That's where I am. I was reading this article. I think this was it's in Women's Health. So I read Men's Health and I read Women's Health.
Yeah. Diversity.
Diversity. Yeah. Honestly, the Men's Health is just a little intense sometimes where it's
David Goggins yelling at you.
You idiot. Yeah.
He swears a lot in the book.
Yeah, I kind of like the Women's Health. It's like, I kind of like how those smoothies look. Like they're kind of nice, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a moderate morning, and that's where you fall somewhere right in between the previous two. Your bedtime is likely around 11 p.m., like I was just saying, and you tend to wake up around 7 a.m.
I was kind of kidding, but yeah, I could totally see that in myself. Like I can be a morning person and I can be a night owl, and I do like waking. I do like sleeping in a lot, and I do like going to bed early a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just right in the middle.
Here's the hack. It says for moderate morning types in particular, we should try to get at least 10 minutes of sunlight within an hour of waking up. So
what if you live in Canada?
We're screwed, man.
Yeah.
Gonna have to get one of those lights going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or vitamin D.
Yeah.
I don't take those anymore. Anyways, sorry.
No, it's good.
That's a cool stat. Yeah. Okay. All right. Should we move on to the last bit, or do you want to keep going on this?
No, that's good. I'm into it.
Yeah, cool. So I think to wrap everything up about morning routine, I think we both need to work on our morning routine.
Amen.
And I want to read that book, Miracle Morning.
Miracle Mornings, yeah.
Yeah. He has a book for realtors, for women, for students. It's like Miracle Morning for every different person. So I don't know how. I think he's just trying to make more money off this very successful
market
book.
Segmentation.
But I guess it was like the way it got famous was because Robert Kiyosaki. Do you know that guy?
Yeah, is he the author of
Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Yeah, that's right.
And he just like saw him at a conference. He's like, "Hey, could you please read my book?" And then he read it, and he said he read it like 10 times.
Oh,
like
wow.
all in like 2 weeks. He said it was such a good book.
Wow.
And that blew him up.
Okay.
I think. Don't fact check that. But I think that's what happened.
Wow. Okay.
And so if Robert Kiyosaki's doing it,
yeah,
maybe I should do it.
It's good enough for Robert, good enough for Anthony.
Yeah. So I want to, maybe I should just do the 2 things, get a coffee. Or 3 things, get a coffee.
Yep.
Write in my journal, even if it's short, and then just like, read.
Yeah. And you said exercise, that's not in the cards for you. Like is that just something you don't see falling into your morning routine?
I think it could but like I start work at 6 and I have to get up at like 4:30 to get to work by 6.
Yeah, that's tricky.
And it's like, what, am I supposed to wake up at 3:30 now?
What if on your like
my days off? I could certainly do it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But like my first day off, I'm recovering from my night shift, and then the next one I'm also recovering. The third one also, just always recovering. And maybe the last day I could do it.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of you've heard of the 5 a.m. club?
Yeah.
We've talked about it before. Similar concept, but he splits it into an hour.
Did you read that
3
book?
parts. I did not read the book, no.
Okay.
But I was trying to practice that for probably 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
And being that I'm like that moderate morning person, waking up at 5 is pretty hard. When I first tried to do it, I would literally wake up, have a coffee, and go back to sleep. And then eventually I was able to force it. But it's 20 minutes of writing, 20 minutes of reading, and that's 20 minutes of exercise was the concept. So
I read that book, and I was like, everyone's like, oh, it's such a good book, and I read it, and I was like so disappointed in the book, and because it was a fiction book. He wrote it in a way that was like this billionaire who pretended to be homeless invited 3 people to his mansion in Hawaii, and he talked about why waking up at 5 a.m. was the right thing to do. It just makes like no sense.
Wow.
I want to read. I mean, it was cool because it was a story.
Yeah.
And I was really engaged in the story.
Yeah.
And I guess that is a cool way to teach a principle. But like,
yeah,
where's the science behind it? Like, like it felt like it was made up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, does the author even do it? Like, and what was his what was his
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
How did he benefit from it? And now there's
right.
these 3 fictional characters on this homeless guy's billionaire's island.
Yeah,
and like, what billionaire would invite 3 random people to? Oh, it was so. It was so. I was reading. I was like, this is so stupid. But like, I get the principle.
I like the principle of the hour and how it's segmented.
Yeah,
kind of like what you're talking about with Savers. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that, but I'm not like latched onto the 5 a.m. as a concept. I think but everybody in their work schedule and stuff like that's a little bit different.
It's true. I don't think. Yeah.
It's like, why can't I go to bed an hour later and do a 6 a.m. club and have the same type of success?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's based a lot on like someone who's working 8 to 5 who needs to leave their house by like 6:45 to get to work on time.
Right.
So therefore you have to wind it all the way back to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
But for shift workers, that's not necessarily always true. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So what are your goals for the week?
I got to get the calories going again.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Why do you want to do that so bad? Because like, if you don't know Tyler, he's in pretty good shape, and you look great. Like,
Thank
honestly,
you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, for me, it's like I really need to watch it, or else I'm gonna go over every day. But like for you, like, I don't know, like, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight?
Here's one thing I'm thinking about is maybe,
or do you just want the discipline?
I enjoy the discipline of it always, but I was watching an Instagram post, and it has to be true if it's on Instagram. But
that's true.
The person did make a good point of like, he said, if somebody asks you how many times you work out a week, what do you say? Do you say 3, 4, or 5 times, right? Or whatever it is. But his point was that you can't work out a bad diet. So I got to thinking like, man, I say I work out every day. And last week I did like 4 times. But then like I wasn't eating the best last week. I did pretty good. I was having a lot of like fish, but then gnocchi was like my starchy carbs. So
nice.
and then I was eating like the kids' leftovers and stuff like that, you know? So so I'm like, man, if I burn one of those workouts, so instead of working out 4 times last week, I worked out, actually it was 5 times with the pickleball we got to play.
Yeah.
So if I burn one of those, so now I'm down to 4, but then I spend that 2-hour, process of going to the gym and working out. Yeah. If I spend that 2 hours, like, take an hour of that to like track the calories throughout the week, and then the other hour of that to like meal prep for the week. Yeah. How much better would my results be,
Right. And I had this argument but me and a friend, actually Jesse, he won't mind me sharing this.
Sure.
We talked about budgeting the other day, and in the last couple months, my wife and I, we stopped budgeting.
Okay.
And we're like, oh, we're good. We don't have any debt. We just have our mortgage to pay off, and we're doing pretty good on that. And And he's like, well, why don't you budget? And I was like, I'm kind of good. Like,
but
how much better would I be if I was to budget? And I really think in the matter of, like, let's say 3 years, I want to pay the house off. Maybe it could be like 4 months early, or even 6 months early. Maybe it could be 6 months. And that's like really good. That's a really good difference. And that's just, you find money. And when I budget, I'm more conscious of what I'm spending. And when I'm tracking my calories, I'm more conscious of what I'm eating.
Totally.
Like, we went for wings the other day, and I only had 1.5 baskets.
Yeah,
and
you did.
It was like, it was good. I could have eaten probably 4 baskets.
Right.
But like, you know where the calories are.
That's right.
And you know that if you go over, you're going to get fat. You know? And if you go under, you're going to lose weight.
Yeah.
And you can see, like, I've been hitting my targets. Maybe some days I'm underneath and I'm losing a slow amount of weight, and I'm okay with that, So it's good. So that's good that you're doing that, because you just got to be more conscious.
Yeah. I want to get my e-bike.
So, that's right. Okay. So you're starting that over again.
Here we go.
Any other goals?
I think I want to write in the morning.
Okay.
Because like I say, break out the iPad, I do the Bible thing, and then I start wandering on all these other apps. It's kind of a waste of time.
Do you have a paper Bible?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Would you ever read one of those?
I struggle with it, to be honest with you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not like a Christian podcast, but I got this Bible. It's called the Study Bible.
Yep.
And I think you'd really enjoy that.
Study Bible.
I can show you.
Okay,
I can show you.
Sure.
It like talks about like what these passages mean, and it talks about like right now I'm actually finishing Genesis, and it talks about like Abraham and Jacob, and how Jacob became Israel, and had Joseph as a son, and how Joseph brought them to Egypt, and that's how like the Egyptians and Israel and all that like started. And it's just like, it's cool just learning about it. Because before you just read the stories and that's kind of it, or maybe that would help you. Because I find that once I touch my phone, it's like, it's over.
I'm pretty good about not picking the phone up, but I do the iPad, and then it gets problematic. So
okay.
How about you? What are your goals?
I'm just going to continue on tracking my calories. I've been doing that for almost 3 months now, and going to continue with my workouts. So I'm trying to work out 5 days out of every 8-day rotation.
That's amazing.
That's how my schedule works.
That's good.
And I think last week I also said I was trying to quiet my life, and I think I've been doing okay with that. I took my phone off grayscale. I should probably bring that back. But one more thing, maybe I should just like try to do the morning routine a little bit. Maybe wake up before my daughter and actually do it. That's going to be the thing that I do. Okay. Wake up before my daughter.
We'll check in next week.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for listening. Share with with whoever you want.
All the people. Your uncle, your aunt, niece, nephew, friend, colleague.
That's right.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.